Hello, everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. We're here on June 25th, 1943, and, well, still have duds. I guess technically we'll have duds throughout the war, but we just still have a high rate, I think. I, th I don't know when they end. Sometime 43, I mean the excessive rate, but let's get through this. Alright, well, 1 for 2, right? And that ship goes down. Okay, so we're attacking on the surface. And yeah, that increases our odds of sinking this ship because we'll fire multiple torpedoes. Yeah, we're machine gunning it down, and I think we fired 4 torpedoes in any case. It should sink. Yep. So we could have had 3 cargo ships, but we only got 2. That's fine. Alright, let's see if we can get out of here. 1 hit. I don't know if it's direct or not. We will find out. Oof. Well, so our ratio is dropping with all these. Um, the sub ratio of kills is dropping, but we'll keep pushing onward and upward. All right. I believe we're bombing Chiang Mai. This go. Okay. As we go into the bombing phase, my opponent was frustrated because I think it's this hex here by Hangzhou. It's this hex here and Chuxian. He was telling me he's frustrated because I am not doing it on purpose. Like, I'm not trying to manipulate the game. But what happens is if you combine or divide units, it can affect the Japanese targets as bombing because you're not targeting a hex, you're targeting a unit in that hex. So when he targets this hex, let's say, the program says, okay, they're targeting this specific unit, and when I combine them or divide them, it will it'll flip them to commander's choice, and then they'll bomb all over the place. That's the scenario here. He's bombing Wenchao accidentally. But as we continue, I'll share our new rule. We've come up with I think, a good compromise where if there's a contested hex like these ones down here, for example, where we share a contested hex, neither one of us can divide or combine units once the turn that someone enters and we have an opportunity to modify our orders, we will have that turn and that turn only, and after that you have to stick with what your setup is. So if they're all combined, they all stay combined. Once you have that one turn to go one direction or the other, you can combine or divide, but then you're stuck with that decision. And I think that's a fair rule. And now if it's not contested, troops like at Xi'an, for example, that's not a contested hex yet. That we can still combine or divide. I think it's fair, and we are accepting anyway, whether it's fair or not. And I think it's going to be good. Um, really, I'm looking forward to a fair game, a fair battle. I'm certainly not manipulating on purpose, so if that's a good solution for him, and it's fine by me. Getting some good hits on the airfield as well as supply, even in overcast, and still flying in. This should be 100% damage by the time we're done here. Okay. All right. Yeah, we decided to keep bombing Makassar. I was almost going to switch targets to not telegraph my approaches, but um, because this is I think the third day in a row. But I thought, well, hey, why not? Let's see if we can hit some more aircraft and get the damage up a little bit higher. But we are also bombing Ambon because he's repairing it, and we don't want that to happen. Now we have 12 bombers, and not even one bomb per aircraft hits. Well, it is thunderstorms. That's fair. All right, what does the afternoon hold? Let's see. Oh, wow. So we have some ships that are out there in the Central Pacific that are being shadowed by Japanese aircraft. That tells me that he's got a sub out there looking for us and finding us, and that's not ideal because I don't necessarily need some torpedoes put into any of my ships. I think I'm bringing troops in, and so that's very important not to get have attacks there. All right, see for example Changsha. Now this may be yeah, this is a legit bombing raid. Yeah, so again, I don't want to be gamey. Certainly, I'm not trying to be gamey. I'm not going to purposefully be gamey. I may if I'm playing against AI, for example, but I'm not going to do that against a person. It's not my style, really. I like to operate within certain parameters, including some parameters I make for myself just because I do like the concept of historicity, if that's the right word, where it's like certain things are just not going to happen within the framework of history. And so I'll limit myself in some ways um, with that in mind. Because you do have the politics of the day that's hard to get past. All right, so we do a bit of damage up here. Um, yeah, 8954. This is the hex that he was most frustrated about. I did split these out. He asked me, don't manipulate these as of right now. But I will probably reach out to him and tell him I'll go ahead and combine them all. But again, not yet because he asked me not to do that uh, on this day, the 20, as we wrap up. So this upcoming turn, you will still see all these split up. I'll probably let him know, hey, I didn't do anything with this hex, but I would like to combine on the 27th. Anyway, moving on. So he's bombarding us here. I do want to reduce this, and so I'll have to start bombing it. But there again, I'm gonna wait until I invade Raboon. Yeah, I guess that kind of wraps up this. We should be jumping right into June 26th. But I'll interject if anything stands out to me, like any air or ship losses stand out. Otherwise, we'll just push forward. Oh yeah, I was hoping that was coming. Our light carrier. All right, it's June 26th, 1943. Let's see how today goes. We should have some. Ooh, another dot base. We should have some invasions beginning today. So we'll get a good look at that. Mm, that's a shame. Miss, dud, dud, miss. All right. One of the worst interactions this war. I have seen probably worse, especially early war when we had nothing to give. Let's get through this. I do have surface ships coming, but not real strong ones you can see here. But we're still low. Get some troops ashore. Start the in 6. We are also dropping troops at Woodlark. I want to clear out all these bases behind us. I don't think I have to. I mean, it's not like, if you don't, you're weakening your position or anything. But I would just like to secure some of these places. And how does he have no one there? Well, there's the S-27 finally getting a shot in. Um, but this is the morning. The other sub interactions were at night, but there it goes. Which I'm surprised we didn't do any surface attacks, but oh well. What I'm looking forward to is getting all my subs back, getting them upgraded, go back out, and start really tearing it up. But in the meantime, I'm not bringing subs back that aren't needing to for replenishment or any other reason. We're just going to let them sit there and do their thing. But if they do come back for replenishment, they will be upgraded and then hopefully get them right back out into combat. See the difference when we have a good anti-aircraft like we do at Changsha versus Xi'an? We have a lot more damage here. And here's another raid on Xi'an. See, 2 damage versus 18, that kind of thing. So I'm really trying to get some guys there, my brain. Some aircraft, other Indian aircraft gun. This right here, if he's pulled out, that's wild. That means he got ships in here With all my search, he got ships in here and troops out without me knowing. That's concerning to me. Not, could be fine according to the game rules or how it's intended, but it's frustrating to me. Like if I have a gap in my search or something. Also, it's concerning to me. Like moving forward, what's the situation? I'm bombing these guys because I want to sometime soon. I plan to get in there and scrap with that unit. So I don't think we swept Pegu first, which is not ideal. But it looks like he didn't sweep first either. This is just one of those days when the sweeps don't cooperate. Okay, there we go. Yeah, So I have a whole regiment, a Marine regiment dedicated to Woodlark Island. That's pretty crazy that we're not, that he pulled out of there. Well, okay. At least we only dedicated a regiment, right? Not a whole division. So if he had only, it's possible that all he had here were troops, no equipment, and then he flew them out. I guess that's possible too. Wow, some casualties here. But we'll get this, build it up, and um, secure this area very strongly. Not that we need to for defensive purposes, but to reach out into offensively build up the bases for offensive support, not defensive. See, I don't think we're as successful there at Hollandia, taking a lot of casualties unloading there. There's 8954. So he wanted me not to mess with my troops here, but he did say I could now, and I'm going to combine them all. And some may say, well, why do that? Because you can let them rebuild. I got to thinking, and if there's a way, especially the really depleted ones, to let them get evaporated as a whole corps, then they can come back and rebuild. Otherwise, if I lose just a regiment, then that'll that'll be difficult to rebuild. So his troops that are holding this are pretty weakened, and we should be okay now to keep unloading and not be in danger of losing anything. He's bombarding us here. We should be returning the favor. but not yet, as you can see there. All right, here's Manus. Wow, we got a really strong presence there now. Almost the whole division, 446 assault value. And here we're again returning the favor to bombard his um, naval guard unit. Yeah, that's crazy that he got out of Woodlark Island. But yeah, it's possible he got out of there with transport aircraft, or well, more, way more likely, of course, because of it being a dot base, he had to use the float planes. But anyway, flying boats. I don't know. Um, Getting some upgrades going there. Okay, Eileen Laplap is occupied by the Allies. That was that top base. We're still trying to get off of these tanks off of. Uh, I think these are the Quadline. And all right, moving on here. Okay. All right. We lost some in these amphibious invasions. um, Probably should have put that in with the shipyards or whatever we need to do. We'll fix that. Got a carrier ready. Sydney. Okay. We are upgrading the 4th Armored Brigade because I want to keep using it offensively. It seems like a pretty good unit to capture at least less defended bases, but it can also go in as support with a division somewhere. And then we did get a tanker and a cargo ship, uh, and we're getting confirmation possibly that we sank the Bichumaru. Okay, let's see what we lost here. Always something. 2-2. Okay, that'll take Tojo and Sally. And we lost. Yeah, I mean, we're never gonna get ahead on these sky trains, but we lost nothing else, so can't be too upset about it. No pilots lost. And last turn we got this 2-pointer. Could carry some small amount of things. So that's good. No, certainly, um, one less ship to move supplies and or ground troops on. I'm gonna kind of move past this. We're trying at this stage. We're just basically trying to get below the um, cap here, the stacking limit here. So I'm going to try to get this down to below 6,000, and because I'm still trying to get some different engineering types here to allow for aviation support, but also naval support. And that's because that's what we're working on. I want to get it below 6,000 to make room for those engineering teams as well. We already got a pretty significant force here, and we're gonna keep unloading because you can see here, maybe not here, because here we still have a lot of troops to unload and more to come. I've got like a lot of stuff targeting here. And then we've got our escort carriers going to swing in and cover this with air support, air cover. Okay, this almost the whole division appears to be here. I mean, it's not very much left to unload as far as at least assault value goes. Um, but I'm not going to attack just yet. we will, but I might bombard and just get a feel for what he. I mean, we kind of know what he has. I could bomb. Oh, I remember now. We have ships coming to bombard. Where are they? What I could do is they're right here. What I could do is attack and we'll do a bombardment and I'll schedule bombers to hit this like nonstop. And we're going to return to Kafyang and be able to use these battleships to come down here and support the Rabal invasion also. So let's just confirm here. I'm okay with escorts bombarding and um, like I say, I'm not going to do this right now, force you to have to go through this with me, but I'm going to go through all my bombers that are in range and we'll target the ground troops here. Because I might as well go ahead and secure this while we can. But this is baffling to me. We'll go ahead and secure this base and I'm going to stop unloading. And we're going to go and unload them at Gazmata instead. That's where we have the rest of our, uh, what is it? Uh, Forget it. I'll just go here. The rest of the fourth, sorry, not the rest. The 4th Marine Division is, no, I don't want to do that. Let's return to Shortlands. Because I'm kind of thinking about grouping, bringing all my, yeah, I'm thinking about bringing the whole, um, sorry, I'm thinking about bringing the whole 4th Marine back here. So after we take Gazmata, um, I'd like to bring these troops back, form the 4th, and then get ready, prep for our next invasion. I don't want to use this as my staging, so there's no point in bringing everybody here. And I don't think we need more troops here. If we do a good bombing and bombardment as needed, we'll secure that. But here I will say, here this should be loaded complete. I'm gonna pick that up, the TF-32. Let me just grab that. Not that I need to this second, but here's the thing. We're gonna go and head to Rabal. It's gonna take us surely a couple of okay, so now I can say unload because I don't want to be delayed a turn because we forgot to flip that on. So we're gonna start heading up there, and I'm okay. Well, 11. Whoops. How long will that take us? Let's just go direct. I don't know. That gets us there in 9, sorry. Yeah, 9 hexes, which means that um, should take us 1 turn to get about here and then another turn to get in. I think that's totally, that's works for me. And then beyond that, we got some more, actually we got some more raiders to come in here. Beyond that, what's this guy doing? He's going to Manus. Because I want engineers there. So they're still loading, I guess, and then they'll shoot out there. But I don't think I need any more troops here, but if I do, I can grab them when I need them. Moving on. So it looks like everything is going as expected and as planned. I am going to bombard as I continue to unload. and hopefully we get some more artillery off, as well as supplies and all the things that we need. Here's some more. Actually, this is coming in with just supplies, and I have a lot more troops earmarked for Hollandia. So if needed, we can do that, but I don't think we'll need to. I think these two are going to be easy to secure. And again, I'm just shocked that he got out of here under my nose. That's crazy. Okay. Well, we can fly over Makassar, and he's got, it looks like, um, mine layers here. So I am tempted to put my bombers on naval attack. Let's see if we can hit a couple of these. So I'll probably do that and have them fly in real low. I think the chances of hitting something is going to be real low. Um, Low naval. Yeah, we just, it's possible with all the bombs we're carrying, we can get a lucky hit. I just don't, I don't know if it's worth doing, but I might do it anyway. It might, it might be ill-advised to waste bombs on that. Um, and we haven't been training on low naval. These guys might do it. I could send them out. They should have some bombs, right? No, they don't. Apparently, where you position them makes a difference. They do have 20 millimeter cannons though, and they can strafe, so we could have them go in low, um, and strafe these ships and see if we can knock some out or damage them heavily. I might do that. Okay. Hmm. Moving on up to Burma. Still got this me Myri situation. I was trying to look at Pegu to see if some of these guys look like they're on the move, but it's hard to tell. I was bombing this because as soon as these Indian troops, which is going to take them another 4 days, it looks like, if they're moving at 11 miles per day, it's going to take us a long time to get here. But as soon as we get here, we'll march everybody down here, and I'd like to dislodge this and hold this river crossing. And if we can do that without these guys, if they see us moving in, they might try to run in here and grab it. I mean, reinforce it. It looks like he's toggling these guys to move, but that's absurd. Meantime, I'm trying to get supplies here. If it's not, oh, finally, we got 5,000 supplies here. I'm hoping to get this built up to have like a lot of supplies, but I had to pull supplies from other bases, which I don't like doing. Um, but I'd love for Prom to release some supplies to these bases here. We've got a major road here, which I don't know why we can't drive trucks up here and drop stuff off. Drop stuff off here at Magway and have it use rail or something the rest of the time. But for some reason that's not happening. Just like rail is not being used to get stuff from Prom to Ramri, Bassine. So I'm a little frustrated about that because I know supply is complex, but I wish there was a way to manually say, okay, get supply. When I say I want supplies here, that's one thing. But when I say send supplies here, please, it'd be nice to be able to control that. But I was thinking I could always set some of these aircraft that are flying supplies into China to fly supplies into Burma. I could do that maybe. I could. These guys are training so far, but they might be in good condition now to make this guy active, put him to work. And let's turn off training and let's just supply Tungu. And I'm going to do the usual because I think one of the things I'm thinking of is I don't really need to worry about the pilots being exhausted when we have 25 for 10 aircraft. But what I'm worried about is the planes getting over exhausted and crashing. And so to keep them maintained, I'd like to keep them grounded if possible. But yeah, and I like to keep these Chinese, I don't know where they are anymore. Here. I like to keep them stocked up, and we've got two more in the pool. We'll throw these on the pile as soon as we get through our delay of 3 days. Excuse me. And have 25, get up to the 25 that we can. Okay, China, this is what I was talking about. I want to be able to combine these, and they're really weak. But if he destroys them, I'd like him to recover back in Chungking altogether. So we're gonna combine them. We talked about this. I gave him advance warning. Hey, if it's okay, I'd like to I don't want to rebuild those. These well, this might be okay, but for now I'll just leave it no. And we talked it through. He's okay with me rebuilding that, and then I'm not going to touch them anymore. Our new rule, if we have a contested hex, for example, Wu Chang, we just don't tinker with our troop composition. All right, and I think that's about it. It looks to me like there's not much else to talk about. We did get these guys in here. They do have supplies. So hopefully if he bombs here, we can start shooting aircraft down. I really need to get supplies in here. But in order to do that, I've got to keep these bombers from doing all the things that they've been doing. And yeah, I think that does it for the turn. So thanks for joining me as usual, and I'm looking forward to next time. We've got some. Oh, that reminds me. We got some American um recon in here, so I'm looking at places like Tavoy, which now looks to be empty. Well, I thought I was scouting that. Um, F. Let's look. Bangkok. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Bangkok also. So we flew. We're not. We haven't really successfully recon Tavoy yet. But Port Blair, I'm looking at. He's got some stuff there, of course. So I'd like to raid that and maybe invade it. But if he's got some bombers somewhere, we're in trouble. Look at that, 194 fighters. Ooh wee. Um, so I think it's time for a night bombing. 25% moonlight. Well, maybe not, but sometime soon. Uh, yeah. So I've been bombing the city to get the industry beat up, but I started thinking, well, that's absurd. I want to clear the air field first. So now I want to bomb the airfield. And we're going to do some night bombings of that airfield. But I'm going to wait till we have some better moonlight. So until next time, take care, everyone, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.